Hello and welcome back to another episode of Drewscussions. Today on episode 5, we are talking about esports and the Call of Duty League. It seems maybe doesn't have a bright future going forward. Number one, you sort of look at some events over the last few years, one being the acquisition of Major League Gaming, which Activision decided to shut down because it was basically competition, right? And then they set up the Call of Duty League and the Overwatch League. And then this week we found out Game Battles was being shut down as well. And that's sort of the, competitive side of things from home, right? This website is basically for the people at home to get their competitive itch and, be able to participate in tournaments and things like that. So that going away is also a really, really bad sign, along with Overwatch League now apparently being done. Activision does say that, I guess there's a certain other route that they can go, which I guess they might be exploring. But I think when you see sort of how everything is playing out, all the resources that are being put into competitive are slowly going away. And I think when you look at Call of Duty, although it's a bigger game compared to Overwatch, there's a lot of little things that are showing it might not be around very long. One being a lot of these teams that are in the league are going broke. I really see next year, I think you may only see 10 or 11 teams in the league. They just can't afford, the amount of expense that comes out to running a Call of Duty League team. To buy a slot for $25 or $30 million and then having to pay players and all that stuff, it's a very, very hard burden to take. And other decisions in terms of the league in general being, going to YouTube and taking that money just to stream exclusively there. To me, that's a decision to make the league run one more year. It's not a decision building on the future and trying to make it better. To me, that would be Twitch. You look at Twitch, the numbers were way better, and you had the ability to co-stream people like Zuma and Scump who bring in massive numbers and help grow the competitive scene. That's what you have to do. You have to look out for the future. Taking the easy money to keep your league going, to me, is just a very bad way to run business. And I really wish Activision didn't do that. The other thing is just the development on the game, right? You talk about the competitive side of things for revenue. I mean, that might be 5% of their revenue throughout the entire year, right? The rest of it is Warzone and just like the casual part of it. So what Activision can do is they can take those resources in the 5% and now put it towards the main game and make much more money. So I think that's a really, really scary part for competitive esports and Call of Duty in general going forward. I think you also just look at the teams, right? You saw Optic merged with Envy just to survive and continue to have a slot. Obviously very expensive to compete. FaZe is up there. But you look at some of the lower tiered teams, they're really struggling. Like I said, kind of going broke. And also, just in general, teams like Evil Geniuses, they're not even going to be in esports in 2024, apparently. They're going to be exiting, right? So you have some of these powerhouses who had money and competed for a really, really long time, and even they can't sustain the cost of things going forward. So I really think this is a scary time for competitive esports in general and really the Call of Duty League. Hopefully things can get changed, and maybe the support around the board can try and help and get this growing, because I really think it's something that has potential. So that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow on another episode of Drewscussions. Much love and peace.